Page 13, Bluebells of Scotland. I can't talk. Or line 13. It's the bottom line on the page. We have another new symbol. You've already had a repeat sign. We know what that is. It's a thin and thick bar line with the 2 dots. That's a repeat sign. So far, it's only been at the end of the piece. Well, a repeat sign can be anywhere. Here, they have another repeat sign. If you look at toward the beginning of this, it's got the thin and thick bar line with the 2 dots, but now it's in the other order. It's backwards. We call this a reverse repeat sign. This means it catches it. This is the rule for repeat sign. This is where I have to adjust the rule. See, I told you when you get to a repeat sign, you go back to the beginning and play it again. Well, there's not always. Actually, the rule is you go back to the previous reverse repeat sign and play that part again. If there is no reverse repeat sign, then you go to the beginning and play it again. Here, there's a reverse repeat sign right in front, or right after that first note. So when you repeat this, you don't go and play that first note again. You go to the repeat sign. So the D at the right in front of the repeat sign there, you have a D. You repeat. The next note will be that half note G. You repeat back to there, and you play that part again, and then you go on because you only repeat one time. If they want you to repeat more than once, they have to put in a note telling you how many times to play it or how many times to repeat it. And that's confusing because if that's not the same. If I say play it twice, I'm repeating it once. In order to play it twice, I repeat it once. So that gets confusing sometimes when they say that. We have problems in band music a lot of times. It'll be in there, repeat 4 times. Well, that means I got to play it 5 times because I got to play it once before I can repeat the first time. So, but people get confused and they'll just play it. It gets to be a mess. However, most of the time, especially in piano music, you'll never see the note. You'll just repeat 1 time and then you go on. This piece is in 4/4 time, which means every measure's got to have 4 counts, and quarter notes get a count. Well, if you look at the first measure here, it's got 1 quarter note in it. Where's the other 3? It's got to have 4. Everything's got to have 4. That's the rule. Well, it's called an incomplete measure, or a pickup measure, an anacrusis. How technical do you want to get? What they do is they take, usually it's the last measure of the piece. If you look at the last measure, it's got a dotted half note in the left hand. That's 3 counts. It's only got 3 beats in the measure. So what they do is they take the last measure of a piece and they chop it. And they take the end of that measure and they put it at the beginning, whatever they need. So all together, everything's got the same as 4 counts in it. The point is, when we come in here, we're coming in on beat 4. We're not coming in on beat 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, like so. So when I count us in for the play with me, I'm gonna give us, I can't talk, going to give us 3 counts. I go 1, ready, go, and then we go. And that's how an incomplete measure can be any number of beats, anything less than a full measure. So, well, anything goes there. On the second line, and by line, remember I'm talking grand staff line. There's 2 staves there to the grand staff, and all of that makes 1 line. So there's 2 lines here total, 4 staves total. On the second line, second measure, left hand, there's a D, a new note. Well, you've already had middle C, it's here. Well, and you know where a D is on the piano. You're just going up. This D is the same D as the treble clef D. Look here on the first line. It's the second measure after the reverse repeat sign. This is getting confusing. There's a half note D in the right hand. You see that? It's the same note. Well, that D in the treble and the bass clef is here in the second line. It's right above middle C here. So now they want the left hand to play that note. That's what I'm getting at. Well, the right hand played it there. Now the left hand's playing. They're sharing D. Okay. Also notice there's a C sharp right there. So instead of C, you're just going to go up 1 and do C sharp instead. We have sharps in the key signature. You got one sharp, so all the F's are automatically sharped anywhere they are. So keep that in mind. At the beginning, when you put your hand in positions, your thumb here, put your finger on F sharp, because that's the position. All the F's are sharped. And the left hand, they want second finger here to start. You're not going to stay there, but you're going to start. And so you'd put here, put the little finger on F sharp, because that's the position, according to the key signature. That's where we are. Now, as I said, you're not going to stay there. The hands will have a place where they start, but they might move around. Well, in the second line, they want second finger on the F sharp. You've been in this position. You got to move in order to do that. You got to go up one key so you can get the second finger on F sharp. And then when you're done with that, at the end, the last two measures, you got to go back down so second finger's on B again. You're moving the left hand. Now you got plenty of rests before this, so you can move any time during those rests. It's up to you. You'll develop a habit of when you do this. I typically do it the beat or so right before I need it. So it's like in the second line, I've been here on those rests. So the rest 2, 3 on B3 is when I would move up. That's how I do it. But however you do it, get it there before you need it. You want it in position, ready to play before you need to play there, if at all possible. It's not always possible, but if possible, you do. And then when you move back down, right before you need the B, move that back down where you were so you're there before you need to be there. That's all. Right hand's not moving. That's nice. That helps, because eventually both hands are going to go nuts. So here. Now, in my opinion, until you can play this with me, the way I'm playing it, no hesitations all the way through, all the right notes and everything, you don't know the piece yet, you're not ready to go on. Please don't go on until you get these pieces all correct. Don't rush through this. It's a good way to fail. So I like to play this. You go ahead and learn it. Make sure you can play it just like it's written with the repeat and everything. No hesitations. And then play it with me and check, make sure you have all the correct notes and rhythms. So I'll give us 3 counts. We'll go through it. Remember, there's 8th notes in here, so be ready. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, off. Well, there's a duet for this also, so I'd like to play that. So you go ahead and put your hands where they were. We'll go the same speed. We'll play it just like you just did. Now the duet part doesn't have a note on your pickup beat. That D, you're by yourself. So I'm going to go 1, ready, go, and then you'll play that. Well, to help you out, I'll go ahead and play that note too, and then you can play. Now, if you have somebody playing on the same keyboard as you, this doesn't work real well because you're going to get in each other's way. So I suggest you just pretend middle C goes up on the keyboard here and play it all up here. Here. It makes it a little easier because the duet part gets in the way. Otherwise, if you have 2 keyboards or you're just doing it with me, it doesn't matter where you play it. 1, ready, go. 1, 2. 1 and 2 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Repeat.